Hey guys, today we're going to do 5 tips and tricks with changing your oil. I'm going to give you some quick tips, some things I've learned over the years. Stay to the end because I'm going to give you a bonus tip that is super easy and everybody should know how to do it. So let's get going. All right, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dave with Absolute Car Guys. So let me get started here by saying this isn't a video about what viscosity you should use as far as oil change. Now, most vehicles, especially the newer ones, will actually say in the oil fill cap, if you look at this one, it'll say what it is. Now, what you need to do is, that's the manufacturer recommended, but you can find that on your oil cap. You can also find it in your owner's manual. Now, there will be some variations depending on your driving style. Are you in the heat? Are you in the cold? Is it a truck that needs some extreme work? You know, do you tow loads? That kind of stuff. So do your research on that. And again, this is not a video about the viscosity. So this is what I'm going to be putting in this. This is a high mileage, full synthetic, 5W30. This is a 5.4 Ford, has over 200,000 miles on the original engine. It does a ton of idling because it's a bucket truck and keeps it a little quieter and smoother with this 530. So like I said, look on your cap, or also look in your owner's manual for that information. So, that being said, tip number 1, warm up your engine slightly before you drain the oil. Now, we don't want to warm it all the way up to operating temperature because then it could burn you. But what I'm talking about, let it cool down. If you drove it to work, home that night, let it sit for a couple hours. Go out, start it up, let it run maybe like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Let it just get a little bit of heat in it. And that'll go ahead and let it flow a little better. Oil, when it's cold, is thick. Tends to want to stick in the engine. So just get it warmed up a little bit, not enough that it's going to burn you, and it'll flow a lot better coming out. All right, tip number 2. When you're going to drain the oil, like I said, warm the engine up a little bit. Tip number 1. Number 2 is go ahead and pull the dipstick up out of the way. As the oil goes ahead, comes out of the engine, it kind of creates like a vacuum. If you just pull your dipstick up out of it, that lets a little more air come in there as it's trying to flow out, and it reduces that vacuum and lets you get as much oil as possible out of the engine. So, all right, so tip number 1, tip number 2 out of the way. Let's go ahead and drain the oil, get the oil filter off of there. All right, guys, tip number 3. So now I've got the oil filter, I've got the oil drained, got the filter taken away. So here's the new filter. Number 1, put the date on your new filter. Just helps you know, when you look up and go, when was that we changed that? You'll know right anytime you look at it. Okay, also, this comes with nothing in it, so go ahead and fill that full of oil. That way when your engine starts up for the first time, it'll have a little bit of a prime, just kind of helps it a little bit. It's not good for our engine to run anytime without oil. So let's just fill that baby up. Simple little thing. Helps your engine feel a little better when it starts up. Also, what you want to do is you want to clean the area around where this filter seats. Now, this is a rubber gasket that actually seals there to the area where the filter screws in. And what can happen is sometimes the old seal will stick. So when you take the filter off, the old seal will stay stuck to the engine part. And then when you try to put this on, you have two rubber seals come together. That's not good. So go ahead and clean that up, wipe it off, double check there's no seal. Then fill this with oil. Take a little bit of oil, just rub it around the sealing surface. That'll just help it go on there. Nice and silky smooth. Now, these, I believe, are recommended. Take them down until they touch, and then crank them about 1/2 or 3/4 extra. So what I typically do, and this is just me, you can do what you want, is I put it on with one hand, and it's usually as hard as I can with one hand, and that usually means I can take it off with two hands. So that, I believe, was tip number 3. Tip number 4. So this is your drain plug. This is what basically seals your oil in the engine. So what you want to do is when you take this out, have a look around the drain plug and see, does it kind of have oil? Does it have some residue, some junk around it? There is a washer under that, like this one. That is like a crush washer, and that helps this seal. This is nothing but threads. So this crush washer does the job of sealing. Now, what you can do is go to the auto parts store. They have these options, crush washers. They even have these other ones that are cool, have a little rubber option in them, that kind of stuff. So since I have this off and this washer's not looking too good, I don't know if the camera will zoom in on that, I'm gonna go ahead and replace it. So again, I got a couple varieties of these. As you can see, I got them at the auto parts store. They're just called crush washers, or this just says premium copper washer. This one says 1/2 inch premium oversized assortment. So like I said, even this one has a little rubber one in there. So you can just choose whatever seems to work for you. I like the coppers usually, and I like the ones that have a little bit of rubber on them on the inside. So I'm gonna just choose one of those. Now when you put this back in, there is a torque spec you can look up, because you do not want to over tighten it and strip these threads into your pan. Now they do make something to repair that, but it's not that much fun. So get this snug, and then again, if you're going down against the copper, just give it a little, you know. But you can look up the torque spec online for your application and tell you exactly what to do. So that is tip number 4, crush washer. It'll help that not leak. Or repair kit if you strip the threads. All right, guys, tip number 5. When you're done with your oil change. You're done with all the tips that I talked about. You've filled it up to your capacity. What you want to do is back it off your ramps or whatever you have, get it on a good level surface. When you moved it off your ramps, you probably let it run for a minute or two. So shut it off. Go ahead, look underneath to make sure nothing's leaking. I always do a double check just to make sure of that. Okay, and then let it sit about 10 minutes. Now remember, this is tip number 5. Let it sit about 10 minutes and then go back and check it again, because that'll give everything, the oil, kind of time to settle down a little bit. Because if you check it and you're up on a ramp, it's not going to give you a good reading. So pull it down, clean up your mess, collect your oil stuff, give it 5 or 10 minutes, double check it, pull it out. That'll give you a good reading. Oh my goodness, that's on the money. So that's how you should do it. And now, the bonus tip I promise you. And actually, I think I'm going to do 2. So this is a tip everybody should know. This is a tip just, you know, on how to check your oil, how to check it correctly, do something easy. So here's what you do. You want to check your oil. You want to know what it's doing, how much oil you have. I mean, do it inaccurately. Do it in the morning. Get up in the morning before you leave. Your car's had a chance to sit there all night. All the oil's drained down to the pan that's in the motor. You know, there'll be some in the motor, there'll be some in the filter, but the majority of it. And then you don't even have to wipe it. Because it's been sitting there all night, just pull it right out, have a quick look at it, and it'll give you that exact good reading. You'll see that every time you try, that'll give you the quality reading you're looking for. So that's the bonus tip. Always check your oil. Now, if you think you're low, check it anytime. If you think you're having a problem, check it whenever. But I'm just saying, you know, if you pull in a gas station, you go to check your oil, you're going to have to pull it out, wipe it off, you know, put it back in, maybe wipe it again, just to make sure. If you want a good solid reading every time, just in the morning before you go check it. So here's bonus tip number 2. I just thought about this. This would have been one of the other ones. When you do your oil, write down how many quarts. 7 quarts. I just wrote that. So that way, every time I do this, I'll know it needs 7 quarts. It's correct. And I know right where it is. I just topped it off. So anyways, thanks for watching to the end. I'm Dave with Absolute Car Guys. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends. These are tips everybody should know. So thanks for being here. As always, enjoy the ride.